Welcome to the Native Wildman channel, everybody. Your host, Sean Catfish Wilson speaking. And today I'm sitting outside at the river pond area, fishing, like a fishing person does. I have a crappie from last night still that I'm using for bait. I only caught one flathead after I ended my live. Well, I take that back, sorry. I caught a decent sized crappie, a few bass, and then in the morning I woke up and I caught a few bass. So that was fun. I decided to switch locations today to a place that I have a chance of catching a bigger fish. And blue cat, and unfortunately gar. Hopefully the gar aren't super active. What's up, NJ? How are you, buddy? Yep, you win. You were in here first. I haven't caught anything yet. I just got my rods in the water about 10 minutes ago or so. Shad scale on my finger. I will switch you all around so you can see the lake. Catch him up, huh? Yep. I didn't know I was anybody's paw. That sounds cool. I broke my phone. Half of it is shattered. Oh man, I'm sorry, NJ. That bites. These phones ain't cheap nowadays either. I've broken a phone or two or more in my lifetime. I think the worst phone I ever had was a Carosio Millenio. That thing was a piece of dog manure. Just spent $300 on a new phone. Won't be here until Monday. Yeah, I would be upset on that too. I get paid bi-weekly too. From what I hear, a lot of places are bi-weekly pay nowadays. K-State used to, before I started, I never had it, but before I started, Kansas State University used to be once a month. You'd get paid once a month. Yeah, I don't blame you for being mad. How'd you break your phone? Me, normally it's because I'm being stupid and throw it on the ground. But I haven't done that for a while. Oh yeah, I know. Having a good phone for decent live streams. I've got the Samsung Galaxy S10, I think. Something like that. The only thing I don't like about it is it tends to overheat. I have $0 until Wednesday. Oh man, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. And I appreciate you coming in, NJ. That's pretty awesome. Thank you very much. We're out of fluid. So what I'm fishing for catfish. Hopefully a big blue or a big flat. Well, reverse it. Big flathead or a big blue. I'd prefer a big flathead. I caught a small flathead last night, NJ. I put out a video shortly after I caught it. I'm gonna rob a Chase bank. Your secret's safe with me. I'll tell them it was me. I'll take the blame for you, bud. I think about well, a lot of people, probably not everybody, but a lot of people's probably wanted to rob a bank a time or two. I'll blame someone I don't like. It's okay. Oh, that sounds good. Sounds good. Always better to blame someone you don't like. Awesome. Yeah. I try to hang out as much at work as I can too, but sometimes my boss calls or they drive by and I have to hit the off button so they don't get fishy. Even if I'm working, they still get pissy if I'm on listening to YouTube or something. But for the most part, they let me do what I need to do and don't bother me, so that's good. I got a lot of freedom. And these weird bumps on my hand right here, I believe they're called calluses. So right now what I'm using for bait, I don't know if you heard me, but I've got a shad head out there on my Abu Garcia Catfish Pro 7000. I've got a crappie head, weightless, on my spinning rod, my ugly stick tiger with the Akuma reel, and then I've got a live green sunfish on my 12-foot ugly stick with another Akuma reel. Hey, off the hook, how are you doing, brother? Thanks for stopping by, I appreciate it, that's awesome. I haven't caught anything yet, but I'm going for catfish. And I was lucky, I stopped by the tubes, or the spillway area, and threw my net twice. And first one I got one shad in it, then second time I got a net full of shad that should last the rest of the night. And that's if I have friends stop by too, so I got plenty of bait for me and my friends and some leftover crappie. I just got my Pixin Fun reel and 7-foot GX2 ugly stick and some cast king braid and hooks and weights in the mail. Cool, awesome. I haven't tried cast king braid, but I do like their spinners and their jigs. Their jigs are really cool. I've heard their reels are pretty good too, but I've never tried a cast king reel either. They've got some Catfish bait casters. But with a bait caster, I definitely recommend going 100 or above. Otherwise, you're just going to wind up with a lot of bird nest and stuff. Then my phone shatters. I can return it all and get me 100 back for all I ordered. Get me a couple hundred back for all I ordered. Yeah. Cool, cool. Oh no, I forgot a bic. But I won't, I'll just struggle for a few days. Damn phone, I can't use it right away. I know the feeling, bud, I know the feeling. Alright. I can see the left half of the screen. Yeah, I had a phone that was that way. You like this knife, NJ? This is a beast of a knife. Be nice to be single and... Oh, you deleted it. I'm single. It's nice a lot of times, but sometimes it's not. Yeah, this is a expensive knife. Yeah, for about 100. What did I pay for this? 150, 160? I think I paid about 160 for it. I like my Cold Steel Leatherneck SF better though. This cuts through wood better, but I don't know, I just like the SF better. The grip, I like the grip on the Cold Steel better because it doesn't slide in your hand. This thing, if you swing it, it'll start to slide. But it's got enough of the, this part right here that keeps it in your hand. Yeah, I hear you, bud. Love my wife to pieces, but it's nice to go out and do what you want and not worry about when to come home. Yeah. Yeah, my friend, he's married and his wife doesn't hardly let him do anything anymore. Unfortunately. And he loves to fish, but he hasn't been able to go much this year because one of their vehicles broke down. And she's the type that likes to make last minute plans just to, I don't know. My wife lets me do what I want, honestly. But we are attached at the hip. Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, marriages should be give and take and not give or take. And I've seen plenty of relationships where it's give, where one of them's giving everything and the other one's taking everything, and that's kind of unfortunate for the other person involved. Even, I mean, they love each other, so that's always a good deal, but we've been married 1 year and together for 7. Cool, cool. You have any kids yet? So here's a little knife trick, NJ. You can strap on your jeans. And this will save, stropping will save you from having to sharpen your knife all the times. Because the more you sharpen the knife, the more metal you use. Flet your... yeah, flay my thigh off? Okay. Use it for bait? Sounds like a good idea. I'll start cutting chunks of myself off if I'm not catching anything and use them for bait and see if they work. That's okay. Cut myself deep enough. I'll just throw a little bit of honey on it and call it good. And on that point, honey is really good to have in the first aid kit because it's good to put on cuts and burns. It helps it heal. And see my wife making dinner now. How can I complain? Yeah. But honey is a natural antibacterial, antifungal, and it also helps your wounds heal faster. And it prevents infection. A turkey wrap with ooh, nice, with coleslaw on it and baked potato. Healthy, yeah. Indeed. Honey has a lot of good uses for it. What's up, Sean? How are you doing? I am fishing for catfish, hopefully big ones, I hope. Well, Natus, if I disappear, bro, I wish you luck. Thumbs up for you, pal. Awesome. Thank you, NJ. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming in here too, angling spiders. What's up, Carl? How are you? No, I haven't caught anything yet at this spot. Other than a net full of shad at where I stopped at the tubes before I came here and to get some baits. And luckily I caught some shad. And I put it in this Teflon pan that's starting to scrape up real bad at the bottom, so... Angling, he landed a killer whale so far. Cool. Yeah, that would be fun to catch a killer whale. Right now I'm kind of sitting back in the shade, but I have clickers on and I can hear them way back where I'm at. I could probably walk clear to that tree that's right over the water. It's sticking real far over the water and probably still hear at least my bait caster. The other ones are getting old enough that they're starting to get a little quiet. Yeah. And a great white whale about 11 foot long. Sweet. Yeah. It's a rock. Oh, it's in the 80s, so it's not too bad, but I still want to stay in the shade and not be in the sun. What I like about the bait runners is you can tighten the line up. This one, I don't have any sinker on this, so it's kind of loose. And it's 30-pound fire line, so I can get a decent cast on it with no weight. Got a whole bunch of muck on my line though. That sucks. And all my ugly sticks, I was lucky enough to get them all before they switched to the ugly tough eyes. I'm not the biggest fan of the ugly tough eyes. I suggest using a monofilament with them. I've used that Silk 8 suffix on them, one of them, and it ruined the eyes. And that's a smoother braid that you can buy. It's the expensive suffix. I don't get the cheaper lines. Like when I get the Power Pro, I'll get the more expensive Power Pro. When I get the suffix, I'll get the more expensive suffix. I like suffix a little bit better than Power Pro. But as far as strength, durability, 30-pound fire line's probably been my best line. I even got my cot with me, so if I decide I want to take a nap tonight, I'm good to go. I took my cot out last night when I was at pot 2 and brought my sleeping bag and fell asleep on the no camping side. I was fishing though. I remember one time I was fishing the dock at pot 2. I can't do a live at the dock because I don't have any service out there. And that's one of the areas that I am, when I do fish, if I do have service, it'll be strong for like 1 minute, then it'll almost suddenly cut out forever. Then it'll pick back up, and then it'll cut out. Here I constantly have service. I think almost every place I've been here at the river pond I've had service, so that's cool. Pot 2 is that you've got dead zones and live zones. It's like patchy. Although I have to say pot 2 normally is more relaxing of a lake. And this is really an oxbow because, all right, off in that direction, there's the river comes into this, so it's kind of like an overflow pond for the river. One time I came out here, this spot where I'm standing was underwater. I still haven't uploaded the video, but there's a cool herring over here that was fishing for bait. Or not fishing for bait, they don't fish for bait, they fish for food. But there's a herring, and there's actually a pretty rare herring according to the Merlin Bird app. I don't know how many of you like to watch birds and whatnot and trying to identify different birds and stuff. But there's a bird app, it's called Merlin, like the wizard Merlin. And it has a picture of a bird on it, and it's a really good app. Really cool app. It gives you different bird sounds and gives you pictures of birds. It tells you what time of year you'll find them. The rarity of the bird. I don't think it's correct on some of them because it says great horned owls are rare, but I see them all the times here. So, and then I've spotted a few birds that it doesn't say here. Like one year I spotted a snowy owl. That was really cool. That was cool, seeing that snowy owl up here. Actually, I was at Wildcat Creek, but it's in the general area. Then at Pot 2, every once in a while, you'll see an osprey in the wintertime. Those are pretty cool. Here, and now they're starting, bald eagles are starting to nest around Pot 2 also, and that's really cool to be out there fishing and watch bald eagles and stuff. And there's bald eagles around here. There's spots that they don't want you to get real close to the bank during a certain time of year. Or even on the bank because the eagles nest there. And then that island, I guess, is a wildlife reserve and you're not supposed to be on it. Is what I've been told by a few people. I don't know. I haven't really researched it too much. But this, with the structure and pretty rocky, it seems to be a pretty good place to fish. I normally always catch something here, a decent blue or a flathead. In fact, this little pond area that I'm walking up to right now, I caught my biggest blue out of this little area right here. It's connected to that, and there's a tunnel pipe that goes up underneath the water here to drain that. There's another side over there that across, if you go up that hill, that's where the road is, like right up that hill. And there's another section of the river pond there that they call it Oak Trail. Or no, Canyon Trail. Canyon Trail, sorry. This place, sometimes it's not very fun to, or very nice to fishing line because there's a lot of cottonwood trees around here, and sometimes they'll tend to get all, the cottonwood will tend, the fibers will tend to get all caught up on your line, and you'll have like these big marble-sized balls of cottonwood tree on your line. That's a little annoying. Makes it hard if you're trying to jig or something and you get a whole bunch of cottonwood. Dun, da, da. Yeah, I'm probably going to stay all night fishing. Carl, Hey, it's a little baby shad. Too small for it floats. Too small for bait. Too small. It floats. That was kind of funny. Normally it's not until like the sun starts to get down over the tree horizon, starts to get over the horizon. Normally they pick up here. And it seems like as the sun, like as it's rising and right before it rises is another good time to fish. And that's probably a lot of places, honestly. I like this area though. It's a pretty place. So those of you that were in here last Saturday, what did you think about my tripod setup? I think you were in here, Carl. Do you like the tripod or do you like the first person view better? Or just go random? Yes, what I always wanted. A stick with a feather on it. Woo! Come to me, fishies! Go random. Awesome. Cool. Cool. Yeah, the good thing about having it on a chest mount is I can walk all over the place and still take y'all with me. If I have the tripod, I guess I can pick it up and still take you with me, but then I gotta use my hands. But sometimes it is definitely nice to be able to fish and not have something on you also and still be able to do it live. So I like both ways. So yeah, I'll go random on that. And please, if you haven't, give me a like and please share if you have a community tab. I appreciate that a lot. I have 145 hook sets now. Almost to my 500 mark. Which will be cool because then I'll have a community tab and I can start sharing more people out when they go on lives and stuff. And since I do both the knife community and the fishing community, and also I go to the homestead communities too. Danny Days is a pretty good channel. I like her stuff. And her lives are awesome. I haven't seen her in my live yet though. But that's okay, I'll still support people, I don't care. I've always been the type of person, if I can help somebody, then I will. I just wish I had more than one device. That way I could watch multiple people at the same time. Nice looking day. Where are you at? I am at, trying to remember the name of that planet. I'm at the Tuttle Creek River Pond area. Oh, Sydney Alpha 5. Yeah, I'm at Sydney Alpha 5 with Con. Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. The greatest Star Trek movie in the world, my opinion. But my favorite movie of all times, it's kind of an old movie. I think it came out in the 80s. It's has that guy that's in that one movie, he says, "Quick, get to the chopper." But it's not that movie. It's Conan the Barbarian. And then Excalibur. I also liked Excalibur a lot too. Although they've remade that movie lots of times. I'm thinking about going catfishing on the Wasabi River next weekend. Awesome. Well, I got stripped. Remember, with circle hooks, you want to leave plenty of gap on there. Otherwise, you're not going to catch the fish. Well, that wasn't very far. I only live about a mile from the river and never fish it. Oh wow. I would definitely be fishing it, but I don't know, there's some places that I live pretty close to and I don't fish. One of them I would, but they closed it down. But there's definitely some places that's pretty close to here that I've never fished, that I've heard that there's good fish in, but it's actually more than a mile away. One of them is Lions Creek. I've heard there's lots of good fish in there. I've been past it. I've been to it a couple times, but I've never fished it. And for the longest time, it took me a while to actually start fishing this area. Across that hill over there, that it's actually a dam, but there's Willow Lake and it's a trout pond. It didn't used to be there. They built it. They dammed it off, which was kind of unfortunate because it was a really good flathead spot until they dammed it up and now made it into a trout pond. That disappointed me a little, but you know, what can you do? Fish somewhere else, I reckon. I'm pretty sure there's probably flathead in there though, because I don't think they scooped them all out of there and stuff, because there's channel cat in there yet still. So I highly doubt they got all the flathead out of there. So there's probably still flathead somewhere in there. Hopefully here soon I'll be able to, my friend and I, Austin, will be able to go out to Rocky Ford and fish that for an all-day event. That'd be cool. I want to do a live from out there. I haven't done a live from out there yet. But I do have quite a few videos from out there. I would need to make a, I want to make a playlist of like the greatest, an epic day fishing. I think that's what I might call the playlist for the for all the videos I recorded from out there. And that has that 54-pound blue cat in it. It's right, that video was taken right after I bought my Abu Garcia Catfish Pro 7000. I think it's C3 7000. You can Google it. It's a pretty expensive reel. I like to get the expensive reels because it seems like they last a lot longer. Like those Okumas, they're all, both of them are well over 10 years old. I probably got them around 2005, 2006, 2007, around that time period, those years. And the newest ugly stick's probably my bait casting tiger rod. I had a coupon for Cabela's at the time when I got that rod. I had a co-worker and he was headed up to Cabela's, and I can't remember how I managed to get a coupon. I think somebody gave it to me. And he went up to Cabela's a weekend and bought me that fishing pole. I gave him the money for it too. I gave him money and the coupon for it, so I got it off and didn't have to pay shipping or anything. And he came and delivered it at work to me, and I rode home with it on my bicycle. It started off with a Shakespeare Tidewater reel, and then I replaced that with an Abu Garcia C3PO, or just a C3, 6500 C3. Which those Abu Garcia 6500 C3s are really good fishing reels. I've never had a major issue with the round reels. Round bait casting reels. I haven't used their spinning reels and their low profile bait casters. I only used one of them, but it's a Walmart special and it wasn't very good. As far as Fluger goes, it seemed like, or not Fluger, Abu, or low profile bait casters. Seems like if you go cheap and you go underneath $100 on them, they're not very good reels. The Tidewater, I had it locked up on me. I quit using it. I was actually going to give it to another fisherman down at the tubes, and before then it just locked up and nothing would turn on it at work anymore. And I only got maybe about a year's use out of it. And the Tidewater is Shakespeare. So Shakespeare makes a ugly stick, which is a phenomenal rod. Virtually an indestructible rod. What's up, Chad? How are you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it a lot. Nope, too much whiskey. Although I haven't had a drink of whiskey for a minute. But when I hiccup, I always say too much whiskey. I have 3 catfish rods, but can't remember what the name of them. Yeah, cool. Yeah, there's a lot of catfish rods out there. I thought about replacing my one from 1999, but there's not really anything wrong with it. It is getting more flimsy because it's old and it's been used a lot. I have a Deco Big Cat and Rippin' Lips. Cool. Zepco. My friend has a Zepco rod. And you know what? For the price, it's a good rod. For the price, it's a good fishing rod. He let me reel in a fish on it one day, and it's not a bad rod. Today's tea is Tranquil from Ellen's Planted Teas. I'm not sponsored by them, but however, they do give me discounts and stuff on my tea, which is pretty cool. I get what you call a friend's discount, and every once in a while they'll just give me free bags of tea, which is cool. I got a free bag of Ellen's Oolong, which is a really good tea. I like the Ellen's Oolong tea. But my go-to, my favorite's still Earl Grey. Out of every tea that I've tried, I still prefer Earl Grey tea. It's the best tea you can get. I also have a big jug of water on me too, and a whole bunch of munchies. What's up, SoFlo Outdoors? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Can't really drink tea. Wish I could. Yeah. Do you just not like it, or just can't drink it? Unfortunately, I can't blare Dio during a live stream. Here's my little trailhead that comes to this place. Actually took and sawed down a limb or two so it's more spacious. You can get through here easier. That big plant right there, that's poison ivy. That's poison ivy. There's a lot of poison ivy through here. Then up here is a road. And remember, look both ways before you cross the road. Rope. You can make rope with this, and you can eat it. This is prickly lettuce. It has actually benefits to it. I've actually never walked in those woods. Probably shouldn't walk in them with having a couple rods out and people on a kayak close to me. Carl, do you follow the Wabash Nate? Oh. All right. Yeah, I was walking through here at night one day and there's a spider web across the path and I walked right into it and it went right in the middle of my eyes. That was kind of annoying, having a spider web in your eyeball. This is Mulberry. Ooh. I'm not going to try and catch that big yellow grasshopper, but them big yellow grasshoppers is really good bait to use. Channel cat love them. I've caught some nice channel cat off of big yellow grasshoppers. Bugman's going carp fishing. Cool. Awesome. Carp are fun to catch. I like places where I can throw out a little fly and catch carp on my light action. Carp are really fun to catch on light action rigs. I've caught some pretty big carp in my lifetime though. I've caught some big gar too. I have some videos of some big gar that I caught. One was at Milford. I think I just titled it Long Nose Gar or some simple like that. Yes, they are, but I won't go carp fishing alone again. Did one of them turn into the boogeyman on you and grow legs? I would run if that happened. I would probably quit fishing if something like that happened. Well, probably not really, but... Oh, my line's loosening up. Ugh! Oh, yeah. Yeah, carp can be a pain to land by yourself. They got those small mouths. Oh, okay. Well, that makes a lot of sense. Chad, I'm sorry you can't use your right hand. My joints are all wonky. They hyperextend. All right, it's starting to cool off a little bit more. Cool beans. Come here, woolly booger flathead. I want the big old grandpappy fish. I want the grandpappy flathead. Come on, grandpappy flathead. It's all good. I had a solo Paisley since I can't pronounce that very well. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, Chad. I'll have to Google it to see what it is. Yeah, I shouldn't lock my hand up like that. Now it hurts. Oh. Sir Bill Pazzi. Blee Pazzi. Sir Billy Pazzi. I don't have any more rigs that way. I broke the rock. I might have to end up putting a sinker on this one. Put a bigger chunk of bait on. One of the two. Carl, and it is funny. He goes on, makes fishing home often. Okay, hopefully the fish start biting soon. So do you all have to deal with the blue-green algae in your areas? Somewhat. Sometimes, somewhat. Yeah, sometimes. Milford around here gets pretty bad. They stopped spraying chemical around the lake to kill off the weeds and stuff, though, and they drain it really low in the wintertime. And we've got also have problems with a lot of zebra mussels in some of the lakes around here. And I guess they found if they drain it low and they don't use chemicals around the lake, that the blue-green algae isn't as bad. So that's cool. I don't like chemicals anyways, not like herbicides and pesticides. They have their use, but I think they should be used sparingly. And I do landscaping for a living, so I don't have to apply them much, but at K-State they use them a lot. And unfortunately, I've seen them do illegal things with the chemicals up there too. They were doing Tordon one day and they were trimming a whole bunch of woody plants around the creek and they were treating it with Tordon, but the person that was treating it was just dripping it all over the place in the water and stuff. I was kind of mad about that. I mentioned something to the bosses, but they didn't seem to give a crap. But then they retired or quit, and now we're under new management, and they don't do stuff like that anymore, which is definitely a good thing. I have been up at K-State for 21, 22 years. Anybody that's curious. I hook set Wasabi Nate, but he's in a chat where I'm from. Cool. I like to hear people hook setting people. That's awesome. I'm not sure if I'm following his channel or not. So it'd be cool if one of you guys can post his links on one of my videos. A way I can go check out his channel. We can fix that. I thought you were a mod at one time. Because I haven't unmodded anybody made before. Oh, besides accident, then I remodded them right after that. I accidentally unmodded somebody one day because my phone was being slow and I hit the button and it didn't do anything, so I hit it again. Then it did the thing it was supposed to do. Then it unmodded somebody. Then I had to hit it again. Technology, eh? YouTube under mods people. Huh. I did not know that. I know YouTube does a lot of weird things, though. I don't understand. I think they just like to mess with us small people. That's probably not it, but... Personally, I think YouTube would like to help smaller people out. That way they can get more money. How far are you from Columbus? Who are you asking? Oh, okay. Are you talking Columbus, Ohio? I take it? Or is there... I don't know. There's probably more than one Columbus. I've been to Oakland before, and it's not the Oakland you're thinking of. There's a small town in Nebraska called Oakland. It's 4 or 5 hours away. I had a buddy and he was dating trying to date some lady up there, and that didn't work out. Then unfortunately she got in a bad car wreck and passed away. That was sad. She's a nice person from what I met of her anyways. So is the Wabash a Native American tribe from your area? There's lots of them out there. Like we have the Ka and the Shawnee, there's a lot of counties that's named after Native Americans. You're welcome. That way, if I ever get those party girls come in, you can kick them out. Although I don't think I've had enough consistent people in the live to get the party girls in here yet. Now, however, on Facebook, I always get those scam girls. I like to call them the scam girls. They'll talk for you for a little bit, then they'll try and con you out of your money by making up some sob story. Yeah, we are a little ways from each other. Hold on, I gotta chew my tea. And yes, there is a reason why I chew on the tea, because you get more flavors that way. I mean, really, you're just mixing it around in your mouth, but it brings out more flavors that way to mix it a little. Let it wash over your taste buds and stuff. Bugman and I are 2 hours apart. He is in Evansville area. Cool. I'm pretty close to Sunfish King and Missouri Outlaw Randy. They're fairly close, like 4 hours away from both of them, probably. And then a guy from the knife community, he lives down in Lawrence, Kansas, which is the home of the Jayhawks. Papa Rhino is his YouTube name, and he shows up to my live every once in a while. And he shows up to a lot of the knife lives, but he likes to walleye fish. And hopefully one of these days we'll get to go fishing together too, and I hope to go fishing with Sunfish King. That'd be awesome. It'd be awesome to fish with any of y'all from the YouTube community, honestly. But unfortunately, distance between us is, some of us is real far. I live 3 blocks away from a YouTuber. Offered to go fishing with him many times. Cool. I work with another YouTuber. I can't remember his channel name, though. I've watched it a few times. The guy's name is Blaine. I don't know his last name, though. But I think he's more on like the hunting end of the spectrum. Maybe farming. Because I hear him talking about farm equipment and farming stuff and doing stuff like that a lot. He's a pretty new person to the job though, so. But whenever he has questions about fishing, he comes up and asks me, which is cool. I got a lot of people at work, when they want to know something about fishing, we'll ask Sean. Sean will know. He knows everything. I had one person tell me, well, you know everything about it at work. And I'm like, well, not everything, but thank you. I'm glad you trust my fishing advice and seek me out. Super Smurf. I'll have to remember that. I can't click on a link on my phone or otherwise it'll stop the live, unfortunately. I think it'd be cool if YouTube added something that was similar to StreamYard in their lives too, where you could invite people on panel. I'd really love to have somebody on panel, but StreamYard, it tends to drain my battery super fast and overheat my phone. Wow. I've been on for an hour 23 minutes and I still have 63 power left. That's pretty impressive. I thought I'd be down below in the 40s by now. Even starting at 100, it seems like my phone likes to just eat the battery life when it's on a live stream. But it has been pretty warm last few live streams I've done. And it's comparatively cooler. It's last week, all week was in the hundreds. It was triple digits. It was miserable working outside. And this week, I don't even think it got up in the 90s. It got to the high 80s. So that's probably why my battery's lasting longer, is because it's in the, I want to say low 80s right now. I haven't looked at WeatherBug. That's the weather app I use, but there's lots of apps to use. But I'd say low 80s, mid to low 80s right now. The shade is pretty nice. I'm about ready to take a nap. Oh, cool, blue herons. I like the blue herrings. They're pretty cool. There's one that used to hang around. I'm sure it's still at pot too, but I used to throw at crappie and stuff and it would eat the crappie. And then one day this herring, it always stayed like off the dock, and then one day it just got used to me throwing like parts of cut bait at it that I wasn't going to use when I was getting ready to go home. Then one day this herring walks up on the crosses the bridge, walks up on the dock about 4 feet away from me when I'm fishing, catching crappie, and just staring at me. And then I'd throw the small crappie when I caught it. What's up, Herbert T Outdoors? Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it. Welcome to the Wild Squad. I haven't caught anything yet, Herb, but I lost my crappie head that I was using for bait. I have a live bluegill out and 2 pieces of cut shad. I did catch some bass this morning, but that's at the Potawatomi State Lake number 2. Or we refer, us locals just call it Pot 2. Also caught a pretty nice sized crappie last night. It was about a 10-inch crappie. It was a keeper size crappie anyways. I won't keep a crappie unless it's about 10 inches. I don't think it's worth it to try and clean a dinky crappie that I need to cook 3 or 4 of them or 5 to get a meal. When I keep crappie, I like to keep ones that I can get a meal out of one crappie. And that's probably around 12, starting like 10 to 12 inches. 10, I mean, I cook other stuff with the crappie, so. And 10 inch is kind of pushing it for a meal. Alright, right again. Do you not have crappie in your area, Herb? Crappie are definitely good eating. I love crappie. You can bake them, you can fry them, you can grill them. They're really good baked with lemon pepper and oh, okay. I like to use to catch crappie. I like to use small 2-inch paddle tails on a light jig with. Hold on. Light tackle, small jig. In the summertime, the smaller weight that you can get away with on the spinning rod, the better off you are with crappie. And just slow retrieve. The key to crappie fishing is slow retrieve if you're using artificial. They also inline spinners like Panther Martin, Rooster Tail, Memphis spinners are also good to use for crappie, but I almost always catch them on little paddle tails. That's my confidence go-to bait. And shiner minnows are really good to use too. Get a shiner minnow, a small Aberdeen hook, like a size 6 or so. Hook the minnow through the eye and put it on a float about 3 to 5 feet deep. Is how I normally crappie fish with minnows. I went out there pretty decent. And crappie's pretty fun to catch also. Walleye's really good eating too. I love walleye. But I haven't caught a walleye yet this year big enough to eat. Those are few and far between for me. I prefer flathead fishing and catfishing. It's my favorite fishing. And then I'd say throwing light jigs and stuff. A lot of times, right now I can't because I have 3 rods out. But if I only had 2 rods out, I could be throwing a jig somewhere. And I like to fish with light jigs and stuff when I'm catfishing also. Especially at Potawatomi State Lake too. Oh, okay, yeah. I can't help you where to find them there. But, okay. That's definitely understandable. When you're fishing strange water, you don't know the structure as much, and ooh, that was a jump. Take off with it, little fishky. Well, hopefully it's not a little fish. Hopefully it's a big one, but it's probably a gar, I'd assume. Or maybe a turtle. I've seen quite a few turtles swimming around here. Come on, take off with the bait. Take off with the bait. I keep hearing little tiny snaps at the top of the water and think my other reel's starting to click a little. I keep telling my buddy Hefe that one of these days we're going to be out here fishing, then we'll see a bird next to our reels making clicking sounds. Yeah, there's predator fish moving in now. That looked like a gar snap at the top of the water. I hope it's not just gar moving in here. Hi, robot boy. How you doing, Ian? Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate it. I'm getting a small little bite. Let's all hope that it's a catfish. Dang. I wonder why I'm getting more gunk on my line over in this area than I am over here. Oh, cool. A meet and greet around there, August 27th. That's pretty cool. I have a local pond that has channel cats, but they don't bite on much of anything. Have you tried chicken liver? Chicken liver is almost always a good go-to channel catfish bait. And I like to use chicken liver weightless. also. When a channel cat hit it weightless, they slam it hard, like a bass hitting a lure. They'll slam that chicken liver sometimes. It's fun. Weightless, they'll slam it. It'll remind you that a channel catfish is actually a predator fish and not just a scavenger fish. I caught a nice channel out of here last weekend on my live. That was pretty cool. Hog Deer took a snap photo and sent it to me. I don't think he's in here right now. I haven't seen him yet. But that's pretty awesome. Hog Deer's another cool channel. Cody. Oh, too bad that plane isn't a warbird, or I would be drooling. I love the old WW2 warbirds. They're just elegant machines. The P-47 Thunderbolt's my favorite. Then probably the P-38 Lightning. And then it's a toss-up between the Corsair and the Mustang for third place. I use chicken things or breast for channel cat, sometimes small cut bait. Cut bait's always good. Yes, chicken liver, hot dogs and dough bowls, worms. Hot dogs with red Kool-Aid. Huh. Never heard that one. I've heard of chicken breast with red Kool-Aid. I've seen people where they chunk it up in decent sized chunks and soak it in red, like strawberry or cherry Kool-Aid. I can't remember which one. They're both red. But I've seen people use that and had luck. Maybe I should buy some Kool-Aid and next time I go fishing at pot 2 and keep some of my crappie that I use for bait, chunk them up and put them in a bag with red Kool-Aid. I bet that would work. Alright, I can move my chair closer. Or come back in the shade and want to go to sleep again. Alright. This thing has adjustable legs on it, but I've never used them. I've never used a Kool-Aid, honestly. Garlic, I know what garlic does. It just makes it real potent and makes it easier and makes it more scent. I'm assuming the Kool-Aid probably does something similar. It gives more scent to for the fish to smell. Since catfish, they're like one big swimming nose. Bag full of munchies. Teeth. It's not hot at all, but it has a really good flavor. I avoid Jack Link's beef jerky though. And I don't think this isn't a Jack Link's brand. Unfortunately, I hooked about a 7-pounder, but the hook broke at the bank. I was using the Gulp earthworm looking bait. Using cherries for catfish? I've heard to fish underneath mulberry trees for catfish. And I've heard of people collecting mulberries and mixing it in with their bait, like make juice or smashing it up so they break the juices up and then use it for bait. I've had hooks break on me, but never the ones that I've been using for a long time. I use Gamakatsu, and I've never broke a Gamakatsu hook. And Team Catfish hooks, I avoid using those. The barb on them's way too big. And eagle claws are pretty good hooks too. Uncle Lou's hooks, cool. Really? You broke Gamakatsu on a 4 to 5 pound bass? That's interesting. Yeah, this is a Gamakatsu 5/0 circle hook, or octopus circle, and I've got 8/0 on my other two rods. I wish Roman mule bread was still around. I used to slay them on that. I haven't heard of that stuff before. Laura is going live soon also. Cool. I'd like to do a series of videos trying just different unique baits to see what happens, but if I'm not catching any on any of the regular baits, what's the point? Never know. Sometimes you can try a different bait that you've never tried before and end up with something real good. I know a lot of people up here like to use dip baits. I don't use dip baits too much though, because they work better with those little tube things on a treble hook, and I hate treble hooks. On my lures that come with treble hooks, sometimes I'll smash the barbs down, 2 of them anyways. Because it always seems like you always get all 3 hooks stuck in the fish. And I've lost a lot of fish using treble hooks too. Just like bites. They'd hit and I'd go to set the hook and miss them. And then I just switched to the regular J hook with the bait feeder on it from Eagle Claw and started having more luck. And then eventually I switched to the Eagle Claw circle hooks, and now I'm with Gamakatsu circle hooks. JBT puts dip bait in a gauze and puts it on the hook from there. Cool. Might have to try that if I get around to using dip bait again. Because it is a pretty effective bait to use. Unique things like cherry tomatoes, maybe broccoli, the green bean stuff like that. Huh, that is interesting. I thought about trying gummy worms one time. Never have though. We know corn works. Yep. You don't use circle hooks, who? Me or? Technically, I use octopus circle, which is, it still works the same way as a circle hook. Well, the sky is beautiful tonight. We've got some pretty big clouds coming in. Isn't that cool looking? I've heard gummy worms actually work. Now I wish I was gone fishing instead of camping. I always try to camp at places where I can fish. Or I just end up camping out where I'm fishing. I have my cot with me so I can take a nap. I like camping out on the bank side when I'm fishing. Now, especially since I've got bait clickers on all my rods so the fish won't take my rods in. There was one night I slept on the dock at pot 2 and, well, I tried to sleep, but every time I started to fall asleep, a fish would bite. I can't remember how many fish I caught that night, but there's a decent amount. Most of them were dink channel cats, though. Hey, Pontoon Jody, catfishing, how are you? I'm going after flathead, hopefully, and blue cat. I have a shad head out there, some crappie side, and live green sunfish. I'm really hoping for a monster flathead. But thank you for stopping by and saying hello, Jody. I appreciate it. That's awesome. Welcome to the Wild Squad. Awesome. Well, good luck. Catch a monster out there, Jody. I really love the color of the skies. You're welcome. You're welcome, Jody. I like how the clouds are kind of a dark purple color. That's pretty awesome. They kind of like go from dark purple to different shades of blue with some orange in it. Thank you for sharing out links, Carl. You're awesome, dude. I caught a flathead last night, Jody, but it was small. Maybe about 3 pounds. If that. Any flathead is good. I agree. Even the small ones are still fun to catch. Is that the Hefe? Huh. I think that might be the Hefe pulling up. These things are really good. I wish we had some slipjack around here. Yeah, I've caught one of those before, or goldeneye shad. I caught a 6-pound flathead on my little slipjack rod. I thought it was going to bust the reel. Oh yeah, I've caught. What? I've caught some pretty big catfish off of my light action. St. Croix, I caught a you should fish with the Doritos. No, they're too good. And I don't know how I would keep a Dorito on the hook. Yeah, I think, I'm not sure what the biggest flathead is I caught off of my light action St. Croix, but catching anything like, I think it was around 8 pounds. This is the biggest I've caught on my light action as far as a flathead anyways. And that was a fight, 6-pound test off of a little crappie jig. And the first flathead I ever caught, Jody, was about that long. About like 4 inches long. I was fishing the mouth of the Vermilion in Kansas, or the junction of the Vermilion in Kansas, with an Abu Garcia King catfisher, and I just seen the tip of the rod go like that. I was using Nightcrawler, I think. The 15-pound one I caught gave me a great fight. Can't wait to see something bigger. Yeah, the bigger the flatheads are, the better the fight. Actually, the rod right in front of me, my Tiger rod from 1999, I caught my biggest flathead and is 56 to 60 pounds. Caught him off of like a small little 3-inch smashed bluegill.
I hear you don't even catch fish. I hear it's all rigged.
Well,
that's why they're all catch and release.
I have a diver under the water that I pay and he puts the fish on my hook. Is he?
That's what I heard. Don't knock over his teeth.
I'm glad my lid is on my tee, dog. Every time. Or at least she doesn't get into my food. But she will sometimes sit there and drool when I'm trying to eat.
A long 4-hour walk on the river. Didn't find a single thing. Not even my mind.
Wow. I'm surprised that didn't wear out Izzy.
She was pretty wore out for a while, and then she took a nap.
Back. No. Go. I'm eating.
She's all hyped and ready to go again.
Say what?
Now she's all excited and ready to go again.
Probably. I always fold my chips like this. It seems like they stay fresher longer. And sometimes the bag holds it together better that way. Not always. These things are pretty good. Probably not good for me, but they taste good. Obviously this time it doesn't want to stay together. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Is that gonna call in the fish? What? Baba Yaga, bring in the fish, please. Can't you just ask when to go to help? Thank you, Jody. See you later. And thanks for stopping by. Oh no. I got a Beach Boys song stuck in my head. At least she ain't over here begging for food or trying to be best friends with some random person that just walked by.
Come on, Izzy, Tom's got jerky.
That one day that I had it in my pocket here, she kept sniffing at the pocket I had it in. And at first I thought she was just trying to get attention like she normally does. Ba ba ba. Did you see my pot full of bait?
I
That was 2 throws. The first throw I got 1 fish, 1 shad. And then all the rest of it was the second throw.
First throw again, get you another green sunfish.
Did you use one?
Thought about it.
I was gonna fish for some sunfish, but I got enough shad, so I'm like, well, that'll work. Did it click shut on you again?
It's something weird.
Izzy. Izzy. Oh, I don't want you to lick me. Don't drool over my teacup. I don't want doggy drool on my teacup, Izzy. Somebody got pulled over. Wasn't me. I didn't do it, officer. The police.
I got like 10 pictures in my car last night. Still trying to figure out what I did wrong.
I had one that was cruising around my block the other day.
That's fishing game.
It is a pickup truck. I didn't know Fish and Game had lights on their truck like that. Yep. Well, I've been out here for just about 2 hours and 30 minutes probably, Jeff. Or fishing anyways, with my rods in the water.
Dover, Delaware. Wildlife officials in Delaware are alerting residents of an invasive fish found in its water. They're voracious predators. They prey on bass and bluegill and can grow to be 100 pounds. And if you catch one, you need to remove it from our water. It's called the flathead catfish.
I read about that in Fisherman actually years ago. They introduced them up there as a sports fish, and then they ended up like destroying the yellow perch population. And
Hello, what the hell is the yellow perch besides extremely highly invasive and needed to be controlled?
it was indigenous there.
Don't give a shit. Look at the rest of the nation. Sorry about my language, but out west, like, you're looking at rewards on some of them because they're decimating
Yeah, they're
the
bad.
other native population. Wow, where do we have snakehead at now? Oh no, yellow perch. Oh no, flathead.
I mean, what do we expect when we start putting fish in waters where they don't belong? That's like the European starling. It's kind of an invasive bird around here in spots.
Yeah.
And the Eurasian dove. Another one. Jeez.
Another one already.
They're busy tonight. I better start acting like a leprechaun and do my leprechaun dance. Because the shadow knows.
They got me a couple years ago. Said I was speeding.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I'm surprised they've never got me running that stop sign I always run. It's just in a bad spot because it's on that straightaway, that first stop sign as you're coming in. How it's on that straightaway, and you would think that it would not be a stop sign there.
Right.
And I run it almost every time. I'm like, I didn't run it today though. I'm like, there's a stop sign there, Sean. Don't run it. Well, the carp are starting to move in the area. Hopefully a ginormous flathead moves in and takes my bait.
Saw that shad out there.
I know. There's a lot of...
Right in the middle of all that.
they're all over. I'm seeing shad and probably sunfish and crappie. I guess crappie is technically is a sunfish.
Watch much on the news?
No.
Russia has that woman's basketball lady locked up. They caught her with hash and coke or some shit in her possession. We're about to trade some dude for her. They made a movie about this guy. Nicolas Cage starred in it. God of War? Lord of War or something like that? Basically a weapon smuggler
Ah.
that took us forever to catch.
I think I've seen the previews to that because that came out before when they were still doing previews on TV for movies.
Right. Yeah, it's been out for a minute.
I remember the previews, but I don't remember the name of it.
Where is he? He's up in Illinois or something like that, locked up. I'm about to give him back to Russia for a cokehead freaking basketball player.
Well,
Politics, man.
I don't think that's a good trade. But then again, what I've heard about Russia prisons, yeah, not a good place.
You know, it's not, but one could look into the American system and say the same damn thing.
But then I've also heard that some of the Russian prisons are way better than the American ones. So,
Ours are just based off of money.
yeah.
Some of theirs is just simply based off corruption in general. At least you know the cards are stacked against you there.
Yeah. Well, the way I see it, if it's based off of money, it's still based off of corruption.
They get paid $65,000 a year per occupied bed. They're not locking up just criminals, they're locking everybody up. They just want full beds.
Yep. Back in the Depression, there was this kid that stole $5 from a grocery store, which happened to be a bank too at that time when they did it that way.
Right.
And he ended up going to the island, Alcatraz, and they abused him real bad. And then they ended up, he was going to get set free, then they ended up killing him. And then what was the president at that time did a whole bunch, passed a whole bunch of rules and regulations and stuff to make it to where the prisons have to at least treat you humanely.
With Green Mile.
Yeah.
When they botched old boy's death and didn't put the wet sponge on him. That was based off a couple that got arrested on the road, and they were just wanted to get that fame for catching these two bad guys, and wound up an innocent woman and her husband. And they showed the phone ring, and they ignored it, whatnot, and that was the governor calling them to tell them to release this man because he was innocent. Instead, they fried his ass for like 4 minutes.
With no sponge, and he caught on fire. Yeah, I remember that. It's a good movie, but it had some real sad parts to it.
She got a settlement out of it. Don't think it was exactly justified. I mean,
yeah, stuff like that hardly is. I mean, they're still getting people released today than having to give them big settlements because they were unlawfully incarcerated. Cool, we got a dragonfly flying around. Not to be mistaken with a damselfly. Dragonflies have their wings stick out like that. Damselflies are straight. Damselflies are straight.
Don't.
What?
Dragonflies obviously breathe fire, and damselflies don't.
Yeah, seeing a little insect flying around, blowing out fire.
That's how they catch some mosquitoes. They char them in midair and then chomp them down.
It's super cool how maneuverable dragonflies are. I love watching them fly. Damselflies are pretty maneuverable too. But the dragonfly almost reminds me of an Apache attack chopper. Just the way they look. I mean, they're real similar looking things.
Yeah, damselflies are often found in the tower of castles too.
With long hair, right?
Something like that.
What's up, Raised Outdoors Arkansas? No fish yet here at this spot. I did last night. I caught a flathead. I made a video of the flathead. It is a small one, and caught a decent crappie and a few bass in the morning when I woke up. I've had a few bites out here, and I've lost my bait a couple times, but I haven't caught a fish yet. Other than shad out of my throw net. But that wasn't here, that's at the tubes. I'm hoping a big old woolly booger flathead comes up and snags my bait. And hopefully my reel doesn't mysteriously get the clicker off of it and all my line get taken out. That was weird last time. Let's see. I'm probably going to give it a few more minutes because it's going to start to get too dark here for my camera to be good quality on my phone. And I don't have the best lighting yet. And really when it's night out, I just like to not have light unless I'm catching a fish. Hope it doesn't pull your rod in. I've only had one rod pulled in the water the whole 40 years I've been fishing. And that was at pot 2. But I was also playing a video game at the time on my phone, so it's partially my fault. But I have bait feeders on all my rods. There's this one here last weekend, the clicker disengaged somehow, and a big 20-pound blue cat took all my line out, and luckily it didn't snag up anywhere or tangle up in any other line. How? I have no clue, but definitely was an epic story. And the sinker, when I was reeling it in, came to all the way out of the water to the top of the rod. That was kind of annoying. Good thing I used circle hooks so he didn't come unhooked. Well, I guess obviously if I caught him, he didn't come unhooked, but if I was using a J hook, there would have been a good chance he would have gotten off. And Blue had a fat belly too. Awesome. Yeah, I figure a lot of people in the community, blah, 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 blah. In the community sure's probably seen it by now. I'll be sure to watch the video of the flathead. Cool, awesome, I appreciate it. It's just a teeny one, but it was still cool because of where I caught it. I don't catch too many flathead at a Potawatomi State Lake number 2. And I was using cut bait. It was that crappie head that I caught him off of. With the rod with no weight on it. Ooh. Is that the tappity tap tap? It was a tappity tap tap on here. Something's nibbling at it. This has a shad head on it. Hopefully it's a big flathead or a big blue. They'll pull me in the water. Could just be the wind. The way it's tapping, I don't think is the wind. It could have been a fish swimming in my line. Oh, I can't see the moon. Although I can say the horizon's a lot brighter on my phone than it is in real life. It's actually like a burnt orange color, a light burnt orange. And on my phone it's real bright, yellowish. Anyways, I am gonna let you all go. I appreciate everybody that stopped in. Thank you very much. You all rule. You rock and roll. Peace and long life, my friends.